This is a Film Stories original podcast.
Mother's Day is almost here, and you can get her the most beautiful time-tested gift around. A watch she can wear every day from Movement. Whether mom's into classic dress watches, rare and refined ceramics, or tried and true bestsellers, Movement has something she'll love. And right now you can save big on the best Mother's Day gift ever with up to 50% off site-wide during Movement's Mother's Day sale at mvmt.com. Again, that's up to 50% off at mvmt.com.
We made this.
Hello and welcome everyone to the X-Cast. The truth is in here. This is our special Fight the Future Minute podcast. I'm Russ Hugo and you're listening to our coverage of minute 64. So this minute begins at 1:03 and ends at 1:03:59, and this is when Scully and Mulder enter the mysterious domes in the desert. To discuss this minute, I'm joined again by Katie Doe, and welcome to the dome.
Thank you, Russ.
We just got past that very loud door opening sound, but now our heroes face one of their most terrifying foes, and that is wind-blown hair and ties. One thing I want to start off talking about is there's a really great shot where it's a slow tracking shot as soon as they enter, where the camera is it's handheld, it seems, and it's a little kind of tipsy a little bit, and the slight zoom in on the fan on the other end of the wall. And I think it's very effective at establishing that ominous tone.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. And you just hear kind of the whooshing noise. Again, there's no soundtrack. And it's just the noises in the room. And it's that fan kind of whooshing, and things are clanging and jolting. And again, really to throw you off balance and to keep you guessing. The mystery is building. It's really tense, the scene. I remember, watching it the first time. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Well, cheers to that. I did find it a little amusing where Scully says, seems like we're on top of a larger structure, maybe a venting system. I'm thinking, you're walking on a lot of grates that seem hollow, but hey, you got to have some exposition.
You do. You need some kind of dialogue at some point.
You do, and we'll get to that when we get to minute 67. There's a lot of great dialogue there.
I think we're on the same page.
Yes.
I didn't mention before, I just like how they juxtapose like the real darkness of the cornfield when suddenly you're in this very bright environment. Like it takes you a minute for your eyes to adjust. I think that just adds to that sort of tension that they're trying to build up.
Good point. And the whole hyper science UFO aesthetic.
Yeah, it looks kind of not of this world mechanic wise. So it might lead you to think that you're in a UFO or some kind of alien environment.
We got a few more other jump scare sounds. The tie stays windblown.
Can I say I love when Mulder's tie gets blown back over his shoulder when he's running or whatever. It's a good look on him, I have to say. Yeah. It
is. Yeah. I mean, he's got that kind of floppier 90s jacket, although this is a little bit better than the earlier seasons, and with the tie, it gives him, that boyish goofball kind of edge. Takes some of the seriousness.
A little bit of swagger.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it there. Yeah, just in contrast to like Scully's perfectly manicured, haircut and suit. Although manicure is not the right word, I'm just saying that because of the manicured man in the movie. But hopefully you get the intention there.
Yes.
Finally get to see a little bit of what's in here. We see a lot of strange vents and stuff. They're hypothesizing they're on top of a larger structure. They think about maybe is it electricity? Is it a high voltage? What's happening? And this, I think, works really well in the sense of we have a sci-fi film. We need a set piece. We need something that's high technology, but it's also plays in the realm of the X-Files realistic angle. It's not too cartoonish compared to maybe what some other science fiction films at the time might do. I think this is a really nice balance of creating something that's alien in a sense, but it is also very plausible. Mm-hmm. It's something that's mysterious in the alien sense.
Very. Like the mechanics are all of this Earth. It's like, it's the mechanized fan, it's the vents and stuff. There's no, beeping buttons and such and this and that. It's kind of funny you mentioned that, because on the commentary, Rob Bowman talks about, like, he wanted the audience to think they were, over a UFO, that he wanted them to wonder what was going on. Like, he definitely wanted to make you guess that this wasn't anything that you were expecting. And he just wanted to stretch it out as long as possible, just building that tension and, like, the absence of sound, just kind of the humming noise you hear. It's really effective. So I think that works.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think too many viewers are going to expect a bunch of bees that are going to come out.
No.
It's definitely a very nice misdirect. And they milk it. I mean, they don't spend too much time, but they spend enough time letting the mystery build and the atmosphere build before it punches into another action scene.
They do. It's definitely drawn out. And, I have Mulder listening to the floor and... yeah, like, it gives you time to think, to run it over in your head. What's going to jump out? What's going to happen? Is there an alarm going to go off? Like, is the floor going to drop away? Like, you just don't know. Yeah.
When you were first watching this, do you remember what you thought?
I remember, it was very tense. I remember just not knowing what was going to happen.
So you didn't hypothesize a UFO or anything?
I mean, your mind, I don't remember exactly what I was thinking, but I was definitely thinking, what's going on here? Like, you get that point when you kind of lean forward in your seat and you're kind of tensed up yourself. And again, like, the noises are still going off in the theater. Like, it's a lot louder coming at you. And I think it's just really effective.
No arguments at all. I am wondering, do you have any other fun facts from your book about the mysterious dome?
Fun facts in the book. Let's see. So I think I said before, this was shot on the Fox soundstage. So they rebuilt this whole interior. And this will happen in a minute, but, like, the vents, it's like a whole automated mechanized system that they had to work out to, contain all the bees and release them on cue. So it sounds like it was a really kind of intricate set design.
I can't imagine. First you had to manage the corn on the outside. Then you have to build these real domes out in the middle of nowhere. You had to build a farm, and then you got to redo it on a soundstage. Yeah, movie making is frighteningly exhausting for, 3 or 4 minutes of footage.
Of action, yeah. Film. Then you got to relight, reset up, yeah. And, like, they were probably doing this at, like, 3 a.m, too. Who knows what time they were actually filming.
Things are tense. Things are getting scary.
What's going to happen?
But we got to save the real fear, the real terror for the next minute. And until that next minute, remember, as always, trust no one.
Elsewhere on We Made This. The Movie Palace.
Anyway, I mean, what kind of aspects of his films do you really enjoy? Because obviously we're speaking now, decades after the fact. But, the great thing is many of his films do continue to kind of resonate and stand up tremendously well today. So, yeah, what is it you like about Hitchcock?
Geez, there's so much I like about him.
Yeah.
Where do I start? He's just, I think I was actually having this discussion with my mom the other day because, as I said, she's the only one who ever really wants to watch these films with me. And I said to her, I think what he was particularly great at was showing how small people's lives actually can be, like the minutiae.
We played this.
There is this disability advocate called Sam Bosworth, who is a really avid gamer, who does talk a lot about accessibility of games and about how people shouldn't be shamed for wanting an easy mode.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be a controversial topic in the gaming community. And also how, I can't remember what the game was, but there was this, I think it was a PS2 game, was it? I can't remember. It wasn't PSP, it was PS4. But basically you had to use pedals for this driving game, and he can't do that. So they had to basically find a way to alter the game themselves.
Yeah.
The developers didn't think about that.
The time is now. A Millennium podcast.
Rating has been for this episode, and if not, would you like to hazard a guess?
I gotta admit, Kurt, that I am kind of cheating because I have the page open.
I like that you're only kind of cheating. I like that it's not really cheating. It's
Well, it wasn't intentional cheating, but now that you ask, my guess is like it's probably like an 8.9 is my guess.
Yeah, would you guess around 440 people voted?
Yeah, probably around there. Yeah.
I tell you what, you bang on. It is the best rated episode of Millennium.
Check out all of these shows and more on the We Made This podcast network.